term. And we're adding in a dose of Davy, too. It's the Hardline. Corby Davidson and Bob Sturm, along with Dave Lane on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Tick.
9 o'clock here on The Ticket. You got the Musers from Oxnard, California, and Cowboys training camp. And we're joined here now, right next to the practice field, by a player who's really splashed on the scene here in the last year. He is starting his second year out of LSU, linebacker Damone Clark. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank y'all for having me.
Thanks for being on here. You told us you wake up early anyway, so no big deal for coming on with the morning show, and we certainly appreciate that. Oh, and I mentioned when you got on the team last year, drafted in the 5th round, and you're going through rehabbing your back injury and back surgery, did you have any idea that you would get to play as much as you did last year?
I mean, what I did last year was just control the things that I can control. You know, when I came to Oxnard last year, well, when I first got to Dallas, you know, I started my rehab process and just took it one day at a time, and always was just being where my feet was at.
How much did you take from your personal life, you think, in overcoming things? We'll talk about some of these things you've been able to overcome. Did you take that to your professional life last year?
Yeah, I mean, like, everything really works hand in hand. You know, like, worrying about things is not going to do nothing. It's not going to solve your problem, you know. So I always turn to God for everything. You know, everything happened for a reason. And, I mean, I had my surgery. He put me back on the field last year. I mean, I just put that behind me and just keep going forward.
We've talked to a couple of guys since we've been here. Michael Gallup a couple of days ago coming back from injury. And they've all said the same thing, that you are cleared by the doctors. You know you're okay. They're telling you you're okay. But when you get out on the field, you're still kind of thinking about it. Did you have to go through that, like get over it mentally after you were over it physically?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, last year when Anthony Barr wound up getting hurt, they put me out there, and, you know, I was nervous. You know, I'm like, man, I just had surgery not too long ago. You know, I'm clear, but in my head it's like one bad thing can turn to something else. But like I said, that was all part of just having God, believing in God, and just knowing that He put me in every situation for a reason.
Yeah, this is Damone Clark, Cowboys linebacker, with us. You put up that great career at LSU. You're getting closer to being draft eligible, and then you have the back herniated disc, right?
Yeah, actually it was in my neck.
In your neck.
C3, C4, yeah.
Okay, right back here in your neck. And you were, by many projections, going to be a first-round pick, a second-round pick. So obviously that dropped you in the draft. Just take us through that and how difficult that was. Of, man, I finally made it, and now I'm going to have to climb this mountain too.
I mean, I've been playing football since I was 5 years old. You know, I'm 23 years old now, so I've been playing football for a good minute. And obviously, every little kid's dream is to play in the National Football League. You know, and I know going to LSU was going to prepare me for it, and going to LSU prepared me for it. And finding out at the combine that I needed to have surgery, I mean, it was heartbreaking. You know, it was really heartbreaking because I knew what that meant already, that my stock was going to drop. You know, but then, you know, just having my family by my side, and my family just telling me, you know, everything's going to be okay, and just praying that God just guided me through my path and guided me through everything, that I was going to be okay. And finding out at the combine from the Cowboys and getting drafted by the Cowboys, that instantly made me feel comfortable, because I knew Leighton Vander Esch had the same surgery that I had, a similar surgery to what I had, and Leighton was playing at a really high level. So I was like, why can't I do it?
Yeah. You played at a high level for an incredible team at LSU. What was that experience like? Because that team won that title. That goes down as one of the great teams in college football history. Just so dominant. What was that like to be a part of it?
I mean, one thing Coach O always harped on us was LSU was going to prepare you for the league. You know, I practice against the best every day at practice, you know, and it got me prepared for here. Like, the SEC, that's the closest thing to the NFL that you can get. You know, you're going against the best talent week in and week out. You really don't have no choice but to be ready.
Could you understand Coach O?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He grew up in New Orleans, so, yeah, he could understand him. Growing up in New Orleans, too, you went through Katrina as a 5-year-old.
Yes.
Man, that must have just been so traumatic, and I know the accounts we've read of it really was for you, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was tough. You know, I was like you said, I was 5 years old, so I really didn't understand what was really happening until you seen people like out there just trying to do whatever they could to survive. My uncle coming from Baton Rouge to come get us, and we wound up going to Baton Rouge, and we never looked back.
And then your house in Baton Rouge flooded.
In 2016, yes, we woke up to water rising in the house, and I remember my mom and dad tried to fight it as long as they could, but the water was just steady getting high. It was like it was nothing we can do about it.
Wow. So when you left New Orleans to go to Baton Rouge, when Katrina hit, was your house, your neighborhood, your school, all of that, was that?
In New Orleans?
Yeah, in New
Oh, yeah,
Orleans.
everything was
totally
yeah,
destroyed.
It was done.
Wow.
Everything was done. And then in 2016, they had the flood in 2016. Same thing happened to our house again. It was done. So, I mean, that actually showed me that nothing is guaranteed and nothing is. You got to work for everything that you want. You know, you can have something today and then it can be gone tomorrow.
Read that your mom was really strong through all that, and during your football career, she was the one who would always pick you up, and
Always.
yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing.
Was she the athlete? Is that where you got your athletic ability from?
Yeah, my mom. She used to play basketball with us when we was younger. She used to come out and play basketball and stuff like that with us. But that's my engine. My mom and my daughter that keep me going.
Yeah.
You know, I just seeing my mom from when I was in Little League playing Little League football. My mom couldn't come to some of my games because she was working 2 and 3 jobs. So, and I saw that at a young age growing up. And when I got older, I was like, man, I have to take care of my mom. I saw the things that she took for myself to make sure that we had it.
Yeah.
How old's your daughter?
My daughter 3 years old.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
great. How much fun has that been?
It's fun. Yeah. I mean, we was talking about sleep. That's part of the reason why I'm used to waking up early too. Between
Now you're getting sleep at training camp.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Between getting a good night's sleep and between your daughter just waking up and having to use the bathroom, or she's saying that cup, like, you know, just between things like that, it's just like, hey, I'm up. I'm used to it now.
This is Damone Clark, who you'll see starting for the Cowboys this year at linebacker, 6'2", 245. I don't know what your 40 time is. I do know you can run like 21 miles an hour because that was registered last year as the fastest time for a linebacker. You think you may be the fastest linebacker in the league?
Oh yeah, I'm betting on myself.
Yeah. What do you think you run? What is your 40 time?
Well, at the combine, I ran a 4.5 at the combine.
Okay. But if you're going 21 miles an hour, I'm thinking that's faster than that. Sounds like a 4.3 or 4.2 speed to me.
Yeah, that's pretty fast right there.
George has been clocked at 7 miles an hour.
Yeah, I can get it up over 7, maybe on a good day. On a good day.
And this linebacking core is really kind of deep. You know, a couple of years ago with some of the injury problems, and the Cowboys were a little unsure about the depth of the linebacking core. But you guys got a lot of guys who can play, don't you?
Oh yeah, everybody in our room can play. Everyone in our room. That's why it's important that, you know, obviously it's a competition. You know, we need competition. If there was no competition, then that'd be a problem. You know, so obviously we know Leighton's going to be Leighton. You know, we're looking for that guy that's going to play on side of Leighton. It's not going to be a downfall.
Boy, and you have you said Devin Harper is your roommate.
Yes.
You guys have you're not the only fast one on defense. There's a lot of speed on this defense.
I mean, yeah, thank you said that. There's a lot of speed on defense. A lot of speed. There's a lot of plays to be made.
Yeah. What does Nazi Smith look like? He's even pretty fast for his size, isn't he?
Yo,
rookie.
He's strong, man. He's strong. Having somebody like that playing in front of you, field day for the linebackers.
Yeah.
I was asking guys yesterday this question, so interested to get your take. Who is the baddest guy on the team? Like, if you had to take one guy into a fight, who do you think whips everybody else?
Me personally, I'm taking D-Law with me.
Oh, really? Okay. A lot of guys answered Osa.
Oh yeah, it's hard to say, but Osa's a good choice, and D-Law, because D-Law have a knack for the ball. He have a weird way of getting to the ball, and one thing, if you tell D-Law go run through the fire, he gonna run through it.
Yeah.
What about Tyron Smith? No one messes with him, do they?
Just look at him.
I know.
You don't
He's
even want to
got
touch him.
telephone poles as arms.
Big guy.
George arm wrestled Tyron Smith 2 years ago.
It was close.
Tyron broke his arm.
It was close. It was close until my arm broke.
Giorgio was in the ICU for like 2 weeks.
I wouldn't even do that.
No. Do you know the significance of your number, 33?
Oh, yeah,
Cowboys
Tony
history?
Dorsett.
Yeah, there you go.
Tony Dorsett.
Very good.
All right. He was fast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's known for his speed too.
I actually met him too. You know, he
Yeah?
was a really good guy. Really, really, really good guy.
Awesome.
How'd
Well,
you pick 33, or was it given to you?
Well, when I started playing Little League football, my first number was actually 33.
Oh, okay.
So when I got here, I was 53, and I was like, nah, I can't wear that. You know, and I went to Mike McCord. I'm like, Mike, like what numbers are there that's open? And then he started naming the numbers, listing the numbers, and he said 33. And I instantly was like, 33 it is, because I wore 33 in Little League too.
Awesome. That's
running
great.
back? Were you running back then?
I
Or?
played everything, to be honest with you. You know, Little League, you trying to find out what position you can actually play, so they just put you at everything.
Right.
Who'd be a better running back, you or Micah? Because Micah's always talking about how he can play running back.
Oh, me, easily. Me, easily.
All right, maybe we need to see that this year. Damone Clark and Micah
Hey, you can be
Parsons'
the
backfield.
emergency running back for the Cowboys
Yeah.
if get down that far.
Oh, I'll do it. Anything for us to win.
Hey, we appreciate the time this morning, and good luck this season.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's Damone Clark, Cowboys linebacker, with us here in Oxnard. Up next, Gordo's Corner.
A very dubious record holder next.
It's a midday makeover